Hello, this is Forrest Seeley with Veterans for Child Rescue. I'm here with a friend, Jason Sparks, and he is with Kentucky Sustainable Living out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And they're going to be hosting a fundraiser on our behalf for Vets for Child Rescue to help the little ones on October the 28th at 6 p.m. Appreciate you doing this and you reaching out to us and benefiting Vets for Child Rescue.
I appreciate it, Forrest. Thanks for having me on. Like Forrest said, I'm Jason with Kentucky Sustainable Living. We are doing a charity dinner October 28th for Vets for Child Rescue. It's in conjunction with our Kentucky Sustainable Living. It's a homesteading and preparedness festival that's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The website is kentuckysustainableliving.com. The way it kind of started, Billy from Permapastures Farm will talk about Vets for Child Rescue in some of his videos on YouTube, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna check this out. So I checked it out. I was like, hey, this is cool. I watched Contraland and watched some of the videos. As we were planning the festival, I'm like, let's do a charity dinner. I'd seen charity dinners before. I said, let's do one, keep it small, and give all the money for a good charity. So, Forrest, I contacted you, and y'all were like, yeah. And essentially, I talked to one of your ladies that worked there, and I'm like, all I want, she asked me, she goes, what do you want from us? And I was like, I want permission to use your logo and to send you a check. And she was like, oh, yeah, we can do that. She's like, most people want a lot of stuff. And I was like, all I want is permission to use your logo. We're going to try to keep the dinner small. We're probably going to sell between 50 and 60 tickets for the dinner. You'll be seated with one of the guest speakers that's going to be at the festival. We're just going to do it at random. So you'll have one of the guest speakers will be there. You'll get to sit by them and actually get time to talk to some of our guest speakers. Billy from Permapastures Farm will be there. Grumpy Acres, Tag from Life Done Free. A lot of people like that will be there where you'll get time to sit down, have a meal with them, talk to them, have some one-on-one time. We're going to have some wine, probably some beer, maybe some bourbon, so everybody can sit around and have a good time while we eat.
Wow, that sounds like a great time. I'm looking forward to it. We really appreciate you doing this. It's all for the little ones. And a lot of people are now, since The Sound of Freedom came out, they're opening their eyes and they're looking around and listening and talking about what I believe is the worst thing that we could be doing in society. And that is sacrificing our kids sexually as child slaves and even worse things that people don't want to talk about. And so, what I like about you, Jason, is you don't really care you don't have any concern about. We could talk about everything as it pertains to harming the children, as well as solutions and awareness. You're not afraid to talk about this subject. It's a dark subject, and we do have a Contraland. Watch it for free at contralandmovie.com. It talks about what we do. You can see how we operate. It's a gut punch, and it's important that people open up their eyes and they start paying attention to their kids and what their kids are doing and the access that pedophiles have digitally. So there are things like that that Jason, he is now working with some of the kids at his church, and he's working in his community to teach them these things. We really appreciate what you're doing. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the most horrible things that can happen, and it's just sad. It's horrible to even think about it. And as much as I've seen it and looked at it and watched and read and everything, it still just makes my stomach churn. The awful stuff that people can think about doing to a helpless child. I mean, it, it gets me so angry. Sometimes you just can't put it into words. And I would love it if all these people were off the streets and we could rescue every child that been this had happened to, and keep it from ever happening again. And that's one of the things that it's driven me. We talked about the financial part of it, and we know what we need to raise to get y'all to come to Kentucky. And I'm right there with you, Shelly and Jake, that are helping me with the festival, and Billy also. We're dedicated to get that money. Billy is like, one way or another, we're going to get the money for y'all to come to Kentucky, and that's our goal. One of the other things we're going to do too is we're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have a fire pit that's got laser engraved and cut out with your logo on it. We've got a fire pit donated that they're getting ready to start working on. Keys Custom Knives is donating a knife to us, and we're going to have the logo laser engraved on it. And then Chris from Squatch Survival Gear, go check his website out. He's donating a backpack that we're going to do. It's all 100% American made, American sewn backpack that we're going to have in the silent auction too. and probably a few other things that I'm working on in the background to see what we can get.
Well, Jason, if for those that see this video, and if there are some tradesmen that want to offer some of their wares to your silent auction, how can they get a hold of you?
My email is kentuckysustainableliving@gmail.com. So email me with that. We can talk, send me an email. We'll get in contact that way, and then we can talk over the phone, all the details and stuff like that. And I can give you my number. But yeah, anything that anybody wants to donate for the silent auction would be great. It's going to go for a good cause. We're trying to raise as much money as we can for you. We've got our goal, but we want to bust it out twice as much would be great.
Well, we certainly are grateful, and we do want to come to your town and do some good work, do the Lord's work with your community. And that's what's important, is that we clean up our communities. And one thing that I think it's important that Jason he and I personally talked about, is the amount of work they do with their kids, playing baseball. Kentucky Sustainable Living, that's a great outfit. I think people need to get their kids outside, teach them how to, a self-defense, use a firearm, skin a deer, build a fire, all the things that we did as kids outdoors. And what that does is it allows that frontal lobe to develop. That's where your logic chip, because, like you said, if you cut your hand working with a knife, or if you get burnt trying to light a fire, you don't do it again. But this teaches our children logic. It's one of the best life lessons you possibly can teach.
Exactly. And I've already talked, I go to church with our local sheriff. I've already talked to him. I sent him Contraland. He's watched it. And I told him, I was like, after the festival and the charity dinner, I was like, you might be getting a call from Forrest. And he was like, okay. I was like, I'm just letting you know. So,
well, I hope he comes and joins us.
I will probably talk to him tomorrow if he's at church, and I'm going to see if he'll wind up coming to the charity dinner. So,
indeed.
So hopefully he will.
All right. Well, Jason, we appreciate y'all's support. Is there anything that you'd like to finish off with?
No, that's about it. Anybody watching, if you want to get tickets, it's kentuckysustainableliving.com, and there's the Vets for Child logo, Vets for Child Rescue logo. Click on it. That's where you can purchase tickets. We've also got a portal. If you can't make it to Kentucky and come to the charity dinner, we've also got a portal there where you can donate, and donate any amount you want to. And all that money is going to go straight to Vets for Child Rescue. Anything that you donate.
Awesome. It's great to hear. And also, if you don't see the logo, if you click on VIP charity dinner on the top drop down menu on their website, you can navigate to the event. Jason Sparks, I appreciate your support and you reaching out to us, and I look forward to meeting you in person.
All right. I appreciate it.